Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lenisha. I'm Madam Seer on TikTok and Ravishing Reads on Instagram. Make sure you give me a follow or you may never see my face again. Alright, we're gonna get into some messages. Let's get into some messages. Alright. My head, my heart. Some of y'all need to really perfect what you already know. Like, whether it's talent, you know how to sing, perfect it. You know how to dance, perfect it. You know how to paint, perfect it. And if you don't, try it out. Practice makes perfect. I kind of do want to turn on this fan because it is hot. All right, let's get into message. Don't mind it back there. Don't mind it. All right. I could be fortune telling, or I could be confirming the things that you already know. Past, present, and future energy can most definitely be significant. Today is Sunday, March the 15th, I believe, 2026. Only take what resonates for you. Leave the rest. This message can also resonate in the future, 11 months from now, 2 years from now, all right, 3 weeks from now. So just take it how it resonates. Any more messages for the collective? Some of y'all, when it comes to people who are not operating in a energy that you operate in, like I feel like you're a person of equality, right? If people are not operating in that energy, reciprocity, etc., you're going to separate from them, whether that's pulling your energy back or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm not sure if that's what the message is going to be about, but that's just significant. If you picking up on anything, yeah, I feel like you quick to leave. I feel like you quick to leave because you've been here. It's like you're not new to this, you're true to this. You know the game yourself, you created it, okay? Like, you're a person who loves deeply, so trust me, if you can pretend to not give something. And I feel like this is not saying that y'all are, like, fake or whatever the case may be. Because I don't know about you, but me, I can't really fake it with nobody. If I don't fuck with you, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Alright? But something is happening in divine timing. I feel like some of y'all also have, you give grace. Like, you wait till you for sure know if, okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut this person off. Or, okay, I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt. Okay, excuse my see-through shirt. Oh, my goodness. My gosh. Okay. It's not really see-through, but it looked like it. Alright, we got faded meeting here. Alright, so some of you guys could be very strategic when it comes to new love, okay, or new love is on the horizon, okay, and I feel like you're experienced when it comes to love now, so you're going into something differently, whether this is someone who you already know or whether this is someone who you haven't met before. But this is a time for reflection. Divine intervention is here, and I'm seeing something about an important connection, a fated meeting. Maybe someone is fated to meet you. Maybe you're fated to meet someone. Maybe vice, you know, it goes hand in hand for both of you guys. A lot of times you're the student and teacher in your life. A lot of times, I seen this quote really not long ago. It says, people come into your life for a reason. Either you are going to be, teach them something, they're going to teach you something, or something about maybe being a huge benefit in someone's life, or vice versa. It was something, child. I don't know. What's this? Let go of anything that does not serve you. Some of you guys may be receiving an unexpected apology, or maybe you're unexpectedly moving in a particular way. All right, but we got all of a sudden apology, obstacles, and afraid. Some of y'all could have just started coming into energy out of the blue as well. And maybe that has a lot to do with your traumas, your fears, especially when it comes to love. Okay? So yeah, some of you guys could be in no contact, or like I said, you go silent real quick when people are not showing up in the way that you possibly would show up. Now see, a lot of times this could be just, hey, let me reflect. Maybe this person triggered me, so this is how I'm moving. Or maybe genuinely you right about whatever action you was taking. Only you truly know that. And sometimes, like I said, Healing will really do you greatly. Some of y'all are closing out cycles, closing out chapters, and this is your reality. You create the reality you want to live in. You don't go based off everybody else and what everybody else would do, or this and that. Trust your intuition at the end of the day. Okay? I feel like y'all just know when something is missing. I feel like y'all just know when something is, like, I feel like some of y'all, you really be getting disappointed about things as well. I feel like can't nobody ask you what you bring to the table because you actually are the whole goddamn table. Okay? You're a person of harmony. You're a grand friend, whoever this reading is for, because this is a collective. It's not a personal reading. If you guys want your own personal reading, please make sure you DM me, or you can just type it in the chat. All right? But I feel like you guys had your fair share of disappointment, sadness, loss, despair, right? So this could be a time to let go, heal, or maybe you're on this healing journey. You know, and be mindful, healing does not look pretty for some, okay? Especially when you're getting triggered, and at times y'all are still learning how to get out of the past and everything else, you know? But help yourself, for sure. Help yourself. All right, let's see how some people are feeling about you. Right now, I'm killing a little bit of time. About to get ready to go to this skating rink. I haven't been to the skating rink in forever. Okay. Yeah, just not. Hopefully everything go cool. We got fairy tale. So someone could feel like you are a fairy tale dream come true. You are their safe space. You are a person who is able to give and receive. They feel like they're very interested in you. They feel like you're also a person who responds to things. You know how typically some people, they don't really respond to certain things. Like they'll probably not say anything. I don't know. I feel like you're filled with depth. And you're like not like everybody else. So you actually shock people and surprise people when they come into connections with you. So you're actually the greatest lover, friend, family member, stranger even. And I feel like you are literally a fairy tale dream come true. Okay? But somebody most definitely could still be living in the past. It could be you. It could be someone else. All right, but I'm seeing you're going to be cherishing time together with someone or some people. All right, I'm picking up that somebody loves you just as you are. They feel that you're worth the time and effort. Maybe this could be how you feel. I'm seeing devoted, respect, and dear. You're very dear to someone. Some of you guys, you probably haven't came into connection with these people just yet. All right, there could be somebody from your past though wanting to begin anew. Okay, you guys could be focusing on family now, or whatever the case may be. And family could be like literally union, companionship, you know, whatever the case may be. Some of y'all, this don't have to just be blood relatives, but it can, of course, you know, it's family. All right, but it says open to getting together. This is somebody who's open to getting together with you, willing to trust again, or maybe this is your energy. Maybe you're giving it a go to reconnect with people, you know, because this time around, I mean, you know how to play ball, right? You've experienced, you're wise, and you also have a heart. So I feel like you're navigating in the world the way that you would, or the way that you're giving a chance. Like, I feel like some of y'all, you're looking at it like a player inside a video game, you know? Like, you're just doing shit. You're just living and experiencing for real. But I feel like some of y'all for sure could be stuck in the past about something. If this is not your energy, apply it somewhere else, okay? Fit it somewhere else. All right. We just started talking, and I've been on him bad, but I feel like I'm gonna back off a little. I think he missed his text. Ooh. Okay. Well, trust your intuition. Sometimes things could be our fears, or sometimes it could genuinely be the case and true. But I mean, I realize people only show up as the unhealed version of themselves a lot of times. A lot of people aren't really tapped in with their highest potential just yet. So it helps you really not take things personal. Just because somebody misses their ex or whatever the case may be, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you're like a bag of rocks or something, you know. But I most definitely understand the backing away part, because I mean, if you're romantically involved with somebody or willing to be, and they miss someone from their past, they still need time for sure to you know, heal that. If they're gonna reconcile, then reconcile. You know, let everybody get their 1-2 out with, because ain't nobody got time. Don't nobody got time for that, honey. All right, so how are people feeling for y'all? Needs to go with the flow. Maybe somebody feeling like you need to go with the flow, or maybe they feel this way. Maybe y'all deal with people who are very anxious, or they anticipate things, or they try to control things or whatever. But somebody finds you enchanting, okay? They desire you, they have a crush on you, you come off elusive, or whatever the case may be. But like I said, and once again, you guys, this message is a collective. I'm just, whatever cards come out in my intuition, that's what I'm going with, and I'm giving a message. It will be uploaded to my YouTube. So mind you, it's not a personal message for anyone in particular. But if something is a confirmation for you, then, you know, feel free to take it. But other than that, only take what resonates. Every message may not be for you. Every card, every whatever may not be for you. Now, somebody feels like you're supportive during hard times, and that they can trust you. And maybe some of you guys, you're getting this energy towards other people. Like, maybe you feel like somebody is supportive in hard times and you can trust them. Maybe there's some type of safe haven, some type of blessing, right? But maybe somebody tends to disappear. Maybe you tend to disappear. Maybe you get swept up in your emotions. Maybe you're like this fleeting energy, right? Or you're very quick with things. Some of y'all, be mindful of connecting with, you know, multiple situations at once. Like, I'm seeing affair, or maybe an affair is significant. Somebody could be having flashback. Exes is out here. It says replay. But like I said, this could just be an ex of yours. But like I said, y'all take the messages how it resonates for y'all. Alright, we got playful. You could be someone who's playful. Cats could be significant. These people could be playful. Somebody could be also looking for a good time. Okay, maybe your spirit, your soul, etc., right? You can also apply this message as like a me to me type of message. All right, so it says lighten up and enjoy, right? Not everything, don't take everything so personal, so serious. Just lighten up, enjoy. Okay, I understand that y'all take yourselves very serious. You don't really play about yourself. You know, I feel like y'all went through a lot. So I feel like you gonna stand up for yourself and everything else. But I just feel like, and that's pretty much just a lot of y'all, you've had to stand up for yourself in situations. You know, not all the time you had like a safe haven or somebody to, you know, be there for you or whatever the case may be. But you gotta leave the past in the past. You gotta heal. You gotta move forward. This is your life, and I feel like a lot of you guys, you're gonna be living for another 50 years. So make sure you are mastering, like turning weaknesses into strengths, and dang it, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, practicing mindfulness and embodying patience, gratitude. I can't think right now. It was something I was supposed to mention. Yeah, peace, inner peace. You know, focus on inner peace. Get your mental health and everything in order. All right, I'm not doing free questions. If you guys want to get on the list for questions, I'm doing $5 and $7 and $10 questions. All right, right now I'm doing $25 readings. If you want to tip or contribute to the live in any way, you can double tap. You can share the live. You can give me a follow. The link is in my bio for my website, platforms, payment options, and all of the above. Something about, I'm seeing a jar here. Ooh, crystals most definitely are significant. Thank you for the follow. You know, okay, see, because I know maybe I got some witchy woo-woos in here, or some, and I'm picking back up on that childlike energy. Like I said, you know how you just catch things, whether it's a firefly or you see a little frog, you create a little habitat for it. I don't know. That was my own personal whatever that I had got from this. But you too know your life. Well, I was about to say you too are a messenger. And a lot of times you know your life better than anyone, right? So whatever these things can mean to you, Once again, every single thing does not have to resonate for you. Crystal balls could be significant, or marbles, circles, something. Fish, water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, and or Pisces could be a thing. The beach could be a thing. Rock climbing, mountain climbing. Courage and strength is out here. You know, crystals, they have benefits. Crystals, you know, like, it's a belief. Everything, majority, whatever, they're belief systems, right? You know how people believe in Jesus, so they're Christian, or some people say they're not Christian, even though they believe in Jesus and everything else. But that's beside the point. You know, I have on crystals right now. This is a protection crystal. It has a little divination symbol in there. But, you know, if you have a belief system that crystals work and they provide some type of benefit, that's probably why you wear them. You probably believe it provides some type of benefit. So, let's see. We got submerged. Yeah, somebody could really, I feel like y'all just be in your own world, or maybe whoever this reading is. Because, you know, sometimes you could be like a cross watcher getting information about somebody else, you know. Even unintentionally. But it says focus on themselves. That's possibly why people come off distant or distracted, because a lot of time they're just in their own world and just really focusing on themselves, which could be very inspiring, you know. Somebody could be in this lone wolf energy, not really ready to settle down, needs a lot of space. They can't really commit, very free-spirited. I'm not really picking up on deceitful energy for some. For some, I was picking up on like the whole affair thing, stuff like that, but I feel like it's a thin line between player and free spirit. I mean, it's not a thin line, but I'm talking about with certain people who come off like a certain way. Like, I don't feel like everybody would be the type to juggle somebody or have an affair like type stuff. But let me just all right, it says hates to argue and fight, hangs in there at all costs. Yeah, people be really, see, a lot of things happen because a lot of people are just in their own head. Like, say for instance, two people having a conversation, that person in their head already, that person in their head too, and little do they know, they don't even realize that the other person is possibly feeling the same way, you know. Yeah, it says gives their whole heart, unlimited affection, balanced, real, open. Exactly. And then it says hard to resist others, mostly about the passion. Yeah, I feel like some people, they just like companionship, harmony, etc. They can be on their own for sure, but I feel like they are a person of like harmony and other things like that. But this is somebody who usually gives their whole heart, unlimited affection. There's no conditional love over here. I feel like that's, so this person could be a bit sensitive to certain things. Like when they connect, they connect. So they want to be careful with who they really be investing in for real. But that's probably why they, you know, go with the flow, etc. energies out here. Because a lot of times it just be fears. Or whatever. If you have a particular relationship status, it's going to change. It's going to go from complicated to not complicated. Single to married. Okay? Broken up to... Child, I ain't trying to say that. In a relationship to not in a relationship. Whatever case may be, right? It all depends. Alright, but something is hidden. And maybe you help somebody open up piece by piece, little by little. Or maybe somebody wants to share their feelings and at the same time could be keeping something like a bit secret. Like, yeah, don't push, just listen. I feel like that's how a person can start like slowly but surely open up. See, when you have a trust wound or when you've been hurt too many times, you know, you can understand. But I feel like somebody needs a lot of affection. Maybe you, maybe others. That's why self-love is always the best love, you know. Because we got to heal the things that are really not everybody else's responsibility. But I feel like somebody wants you to be happy. And you could want people to be happy as well. Leo energy. Significant fixed sign energy. Be sure not to limit yourselves, restrict yourselves, alienate yourselves. Whether that's passions, relationships, even if that's like the mind, the mental. Okay, yeah, I feel like it's fine to be vulnerable. Maybe y'all were vulnerable in the past, or whoever this person was, and child, that was just, now they ain't trying to be vulnerable no more. But a lot of things that happened in the past, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen again, especially when you carry a certain amount of wisdom, etc. Somebody could want to fix things, could want some type of union. But like I said, you know, give these people time. Give yourself time. Depending on who that message is for. I know all the messages could be most definitely different, but they don't want that smoke. The Empress, honey, and the Ace of Cups. A relationship, a business, an opportunity, something. A pregnancy wants to be birthed. Something wants to be birthed. Creativity, fertility, pregnancy is significant. Taurus energy. An abundant amount, an outpouring amount of love, relationships, emotions, creativity is here. This can be a new love, whether it's friendships or whatever the case may be. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. Hold on, you guys. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I need love and affection. That's not gonna be significant. Them lyrics specifically. Alright, but nurturing self, healing self, pouring back into self, most def, could be encouraged. Could already be something you're doing, but you know, which brings us back to that message, like a lot of y'all, you just don't play with yourself. I feel like you're an abundant individual. You give things in an abundant amount, and I feel like you most definitely do deserve that. So if people hold now, they seem kind of like, I feel like y'all for sure will keep your distance or pull back, or whoever this person is. And maybe a lot of times it's because of something that they already seen, or some type of clarity, some type of truth. Yeah, makes sense. Like, I don't feel like this is just solely like a trauma thing. I feel like it's mainly just clarity or truth, something that's seen. But I mean, it doesn't have to be limited from, yeah, it don't have to be limited from trauma, most definitely. Look at the devil right there. But yeah, somebody from your past wants to offer you something. They see you as a queen. They see you as someone very nurturing, compassionate, intuitive, possibly psychic, whatever the case may be. You also have some collaborations here within business or finance, working together on something, building some type of wealth for sure. Maybe this is something that's in the future or something that you don't yet see. That moon energy there. Or maybe somebody got these plans, putting things into motion, moving in silence. Okay. I don't give you the wrong impression. Some of y'all, you need to be on this mission of just creativity and all things like turn to the emotions, like for sure. There could be some type of lack of balance going on, like, but I'm seeing a new job, a check coming in. Maybe this is unexpected money. Some of y'all, you could be saving or budgeting, especially for like a car, a house, some type of huge purchases. Some of you guys could be anticipating the future. I'm seeing moving forward here. I'm seeing happiness. Some of y'all, they say money don't buy happiness, so you like, okay, well, I'm gonna build wealth so I can be happy. And it's like, ain't money don't build happy? But if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Because being out here penny pinching, I'm sure y'all won't really be in that best energy unless you detach from money overall. You detach from money, you look at things in a shifted perspective, then of course, you're gonna be happy. For sure. Whether you got $2 or 2 million. Okay. It's a mind thing. It's a mind thing. I don't wanna give you the yeah. Anxiety, worry. Girl, you so accurate. Thank you for the feedback. All right. This could be your energy. It could be other people. It could be some type of anxiety, some type of worry going on. Possibly feeling like somebody could be lying or keeping secrets. Maybe this is towards a person who possibly kept type of secrets and lied. Or maybe, like I said, y'all just traumatized. Now, this genuinely could be some type of lies and secrets going on, whether it's you or other people, right? Most definitely. But it don't really have to be. No second chances. What is that? Yeah, see, home in the reverse. Security, stability in the reverse. This could be building that solid foundation within self, coming back home to self, getting into union with self, loving self. This don't mean you don't love self, but, and even towards like other people, maybe something about like the childhood or like a home situation. Because, you know, your first relationships are usually with your parent or guardian, you know. So I feel like depending on how they showed up, how they didn't show up, how they loved, how they didn't, what they did, what they didn't do, if you've seen them loving or interacting with other people, how they showed up, what they accepted, what they didn't accept, what happened, what didn't happen, like different stuff. I feel like as a kid, even though you have your own mind and everything else, you know, there's still a such thing as model figures and like a whole bunch of other stuff. Thank you for sharing the live. So, you know, that's truly your first relationships. And then you start coming into more like other relationships. And a lot of times you don't get taught about self-love or, you know, whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10, because whomever you're around growing up with, they possibly wasn't shown that either. See, a lot of times people say they're not going to be just like their parents, but they end up being like their parents. But this is how we learn forgiveness, and not to put the blame on anyone. Because we realize it's not personal anyway. You know, people are not born evil. This is not invalidating how you feel or excusing somebody showing up as like a lower vibrational version of themselves, you know. But it just really gives you enlightenment about the situation overall, especially because there's billions of people in the world, child. And a lot of you guys are going to live long lives. And even if you don't get all depressing on me, okay? But it's just, you still are a person that connects with people, and you're able to get hurt. So I feel like you just got to learn how to look at things in a different way, not take things so personal, and just realize, you know, you're just learning, growing, experiencing. And at the end of the day, most people, what they regret is not really letting things go or being happy or living their life to the fullest. You know, it's never really about money and this, that. Especially when you're not shallow and everything else. This is not to say that you have to be shallow to just like care about money or whatever. Like I said. But you see how somebody came in with the name love. A lot of times it's about something that it's just like deeper. You know, like for example, the harsh truest desires, it's not just some relationship or money. It's more about, I want to feel safe. I want to feel free. Like it's like things that are like depth, you know, and not so cliche like, oh, relationship. Oh, no. Because anybody can have a relationship, anybody can have money, but are you at peace? Whether it's within your own energy, etc. That's what I'm saying. You mainly got to get some things together with self, regardless of who you connect with, regardless. Whether you're trying over again with somebody from the past, whether you're coming into a new relationship, God, someone's definitely built that solid foundation within self. That's the whole reason why they say you can't love anybody else till you love self. Not necessarily because you can't, but simply because, you know, you will show up differently. You'll show up differently. You'll come off more understanding because you just accepted all parts of yourself. You know how people grow up in shame, guilt, the five, whatever. So it's just, I feel like a lot of y'all, you'll see what I'm talking about if you don't already. But I know I'll be telling people we give ourselves karma because maybe the reason why our relationship isn't so harmonious has a lot to do with our own energy. This is not invalidating how you feel and how somebody showed up. But a lot of times it's because of our traumas. We taking things personal and like a lot of other things. Either you can cut people off and move forward, or you can give people a chance and navigate the situation in a more strategic manner for your own mental health, boundaries, etc. Well, I meant to say mental health while still implementing boundaries, etc. You know, having adult conversations, really speaking up for real, speaking how you feel without being, you know, angry or this and that. Feel all your emotions. But I'm saying, yeah, but maybe some of you guys, you're gonna get the clarity or truth or come into some type of awakening if you haven't already. But the key is happiness. Success is not outside of you, it's within. So, to cure yourself from anxiety, worry, which a lot of this just stems from heartbreak, disappointment, things that didn't work out, fears, etc. You know, Rebuild that foundation within self. Heal the relationships, your first relationships. That's most definitely immediate family. Okay? And you'll be able to like connect more with self. And I feel like that's how you'll be able to really accept other people more and connect with other people. You know, sometimes we look at people's flaws as baggage. It really, we're supposed to look at baggage as baggage and flaws as flaws, right? Damn, you breathing too hard. Or, you know, any little thing that could start irritating you simply because, like I said, a person who's unhappy, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to act out of happiness and joy. I mean, unless, you know, they practice, and then they shift things and they have, you know, they learn that, okay, this could be a mind thing instead of, you know, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of times, even when you try to, okay, this could be a mind thing, a lot of times that's just not solely the work that needs to be done. It's also emotional as well, because eventually you can get burnt out because you're trying to skip steps, you know. That happened with me when I was operating from a space of a shifted or higher perspective and like all these other things, even with the wisdom. So it wasn't really necessarily being delusional and trying to lie to myself to be able to put up with people. No, it was simply understanding, overstanding. It's not personal, etc. But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's easier said than done for some people. Okay, or just based on the journey itself. Okay, yeah, my shirt a little bit too see-through, honey. It's a little too see-through. Child. Maybe it's light a little bit too bright. Okay, what did you use on your hair? Some water and a pick. Okay, I don't really fully pick my hair out though, because true, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a sunrise orange from Adore. But first, I bleached my hair with some B2 powder. And whatever that solution stuff is, you're supposed to put in there. What is it? 40 proof, 30 proof, one of them. And then I got the Adore, I think it's a sunrise orange. I was intending to do a different color, but it came out like this. And I was like, oh my God, my hair orange. But yeah, it came out cute anyway, so I was like, okay, it's fine. All right, now it says karmic relationship, toxicity, and then we have change and transition. So a lot of you guys, you're coming into healthier relationships, or a lot of you guys, a connection is going from karmic to something else. Thank you for the compliment. Remember, we talked about this earlier, like how relationship status is going to become something different. And that's crazy, because when I thought of relationship status, I thought of single, taken, married. Well, that's still taken. But now I can look at it outside the box, like, oh, karmic relationship, this is that. You know, when you start looking at it outside of other terms and more broad, because, you know, everything with the whole societal norms and the way, you know, because we all see each other as male, female. We see relationship status as single, taken. But then when you start going all broad, you like, oh, divine feminine, divine masculine, oh, karmic relationship, divine counterpart, like all that other stuff. I guess it depends on your beliefs or whatever. But the past is most definitely significant. Nostalgia. Somebody could be having, and I wake up in the morning, I got money on my mind. Okay? Something. Somebody got, their mind is on the money. Their mind is on the money. When I wake up in the morning, I got, yeah. But I'm seeing a wish being fulfilled. Somebody being content. Emotionally fulfilled. Being proud of one's accomplishments. Yeah. We got father figures out here, divine masculine energy, and know that both men and women carry masculine and feminine energy, but a male literally can be significant, or someone who is showing up as a divine masculine. Now, this doesn't have to just be divine masculine. Okay, this could just be masculine energy, father figures, authority figures. If this is your energy, you could just be somebody of power, authority, or maybe this is talking about a foundation of some sort. Remember, we talked about the foundations of self, etc. There can also be a change happening within some type of karmic relationship. It's just different ways that I'm picking up on it and seeing it. Some of y'all most definitely need to take a break from the outside world and just get back into, you know, this self-alignment. Like I said, mental health, emotional stability, turning weaknesses into strengths, releasing the fears and everything. First, you got to acknowledge something and know something is there to begin with in order to shift it or work on it anyway. You know, if you don't really see a problem in something or see something needs fixing, then you just gonna leave it as is, right? So like I said, just breakthroughs and awakenings and truths and clarity and all this stuff. And for those of you who are connecting with people who are a bit more dishonest or whatever the case may be, some type of truth is going to come to light for sure. Some of you guys, you could be experiencing, you could be on a break, some type of break, or you could be resting. And like I said, this can even be encouraged. Like, you could be encouraged to rest, especially like I said, because that heartbreak is still active. So this could be most definitely causing disagreements and conflict between you and others. And this doesn't have to just be you as a whole alone. Other people can also, it can be everybody, right? You see how the world became the world today. Everybody got their own internal conflict going on, heartbreak, pain, everything else. And they try to come into relationships or connecting with people, even being strangers, and try it don't end well. You know, you got some people who are, you know, they grew up a certain way. Some people grew up in the space of lies and manipulation and this. Other people grew up in a way of sadness, disappointment, loss. Other people grew up in a way of bored and needing to child something, meditate something. So I feel like we have our fair share of just different human beings, right? But I feel like we all just refocus back on self and just nip things in the bud that we didn't nip in the bud when we were younger, and even all the way up in today's time. I feel like the world must definitely be a better place. To start with self, though. You know, gotta just focus on self. Get self together. Because like I said, with the devil energy, that could be obsessions, addictions, toxicity, or just low vibrational energy, encouraging, you know, shadow work, right? I just looked at Virgo energy over here. I got this thing over here, and I just seen Virgo. So Virgo, Capricorn could be significant. So for sure, all the earth signs and water signs could be significant. But of course, you know, some fire did come out. A little bit of air. Well, a lot of air now, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Being in your head. See, this is somebody being in their head rent-free. She has the power to loosen herself, take the blindfold off. These are not as tight as one thinks. This can also be the things that you're struggling with are not as, it doesn't really have as much as a hold on you as you think, right? But it's just being in your own head. Just all these fears and worries and doubts and everything just invading her personal space, her mind, etc. She's just stuck in there. This is like a visualization of just being stuck in one's own head, restricted, limited by fears, thoughts, etc. Now, like I said, everybody, the message would be different for everybody. Not every message may not be for you. But that's what I'm saying. Past, present, future energy could most definitely be significant. Be mindful of avoiding some type of change as well. Somebody could be trying to avert some type of disaster. Maybe there's no disaster, right? Somebody is just in this protective, defensive energy. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to do this. Calm down. That's crazy. That's kind of what I'm getting. Calm down. We don't want no problem. They like, nah, I got me. I got me. It's okay. For sure. We know. Calm down. We just want to be friends. Damn. And I feel like that's because y'all had y'all fair share of fake friends. Unsupportive. Like people just showing up in false masks or whatever the case may be. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. So you took it personal. Now you traumatized. Some of y'all most definitely could do justice listening to music. Maybe music inspires you or whatever it may be, but and I wake up in the morning, something about a proposal, commitment. But yeah, see, at least you'll know how to do something accordingly when you realize if something is a threat or not. 9 times out of 10, it's not. Even if somebody is coming off with a false mask. Not a threat. Okay? Don't take it personal. But at least you can know how to maneuver with that situation. So the main thing, like I said, you heal. Because then that will help you realize if the whole time you were operating from trauma, because a lot of times we are. I personally feel like if you're operating as the traumatized version of yourself, that's not the truest, like, that's not the authentic version of yourself. That's the more traumatized version, the hurt version. So now, if you would have never went through that, you would have showed up 10 times differently than you do today. Just imagine when you were a kid, you know, you were more outspoken, you were more driven to do things and, you know, all this other stuff. Now you done grew up, now you scared to travel by yourself and do this and do that. You're scared to connect with people because you think people betraying you or will betray. It's just too much going on. It's too much going on. Okay. So you gotta refocus on those things, and then you can step outside in the world and try to connect with people and all this other stuff. I'm not saying, you know, be a turtle under a rock or something, but you still can have a social life, but just balance it out, because you still need that time for self. Because some of y'all, you gonna start getting drained, or you probably gonna start being in your head and all other type of stuff. So just whatever you got going on. And I mean, a lot of y'all, you have spiritualism and everything else, or you have certain beliefs. So I mean, maybe that can play a huge part. Like I said, a lot of y'all are not crazy. You feel what you feel, for sure. It's not, a lot of times it's not, it don't have to be trauma and everything else. But to know for certainly, especially when you already are like been traumatized in those departments or whatever the case may be. And when I say know for certainly, this is not if you don't have problems with your intuition already. Like some of you guys most definitely got to do some work on your intuition, because you be confused or something. But if you already know your intuition is good, this message is not for you, okay? But if you don't know if it's trauma versus intuition, worries versus truth, then that's what I'm talking about. But it's pretty much what I'm seeing here. Whatever you're working on, whatever seeds you're planting, be patient with it, whether that's working on your health. Don't give in to temptation, but, you know, be gentle with yourself and be patient with the results to your progress. Just because you don't see the results don't mean you're not making progress. All right? Learn how to balance things out between intuition and practicality, or, you know, practicality is the actual use of doing something. So I don't really just mean solely intuition, but I mean spirituality. You know, like the balance between the mind and the heart, balance between spirituality and the physical, or whatever you want to call the opposite of spiritual. I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. Spiritual and the physical. Okay. Create balances, the balancing relationships, work-life balance. Okay, time for self, time to connect, you know, meet new people, connect with people you already know, and whatever else. You know, people who you can trust, or that you do trust, because, child, It's going to be complicated for you if you over here trying to just wing it and just do stuff and just experience, and when you already are kind of like distrustful and paranoid, or you know, all that stuff. But I do see you guys coming out of whatever energy you're in. If you're in a grand energy, then I'm still seeing things are going to be grand. Be mindful of going backwards though, because sometimes you could be at a better energy, and the next thing you know, you start getting back into stressing out, depressed, etc. That's why I say you got to nip it in the bud right then and there. Okay? But for us, y'all having a hard time or whatever, struggling in some type of way, something going on, I don't know. Oh, and don't forget to take accountability if you know you need to take accountability. Okay? But yeah, things are going to get better for those who, you know, your wishes are being granted, manifestations are coming into fruition. And one example that I can give of accountability is, like, for example, me, am I going to blame that ex that I dated in high school, who turned out to be a first love, broke my heart, etc., and then just, I don't know, whatever else I'm going to say. I could just look at it like, okay, this person, I'm validating my feelings. This was, of course, hurtful and like, wow, or whatever the case may be. But I'm also going to look at it as I possibly came into this relationship emotionally dependent and everything else. This is not blaming self. This is not blaming other people. At the same time, it's still validating how you feel and like naming reality of the things that did happen. But it's also not victimizing oneself and everything else. And when I say victimizing, this is not saying that you didn't go through anything or whatever the case may be. It's just looking at you as more than just somebody who is just changing foolish to naive, you know, and you know, other things like that. Now let me see the doors of destiny. Okay, we're gonna see what's the doors of destiny here. Look at that Virgo energy. Hermit energy talks about going within, introspection. Okay, this can be you guys in solitude. See, a lot of energy can also be encouraged as well. If you know you need to get into some solitude, introspection, everything else, then it most definitely could be encouraged and supported. If you're already doing this, then, you know, keep up the work. You will soon start seeing the results. Sometimes you may not see it overnight, but that don't mean it's not, you know, a thing. I remember when I used to journal, I'm like, bro, all this seemed like it's doing is me venting for real. But really, I was tapping in with my subconscious and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So just because you don't see something right then and there, don't mean that. Or even just because you feel like something is like, just give things time, okay? Give things time. Don't take things personal. Take a chill pill. Heal, okay? Now let's see. We got mystery, illumination, wonder, wisdom, balance, awakening, intuition, protection, nature, time, healing, sovereignty, visions, shadows, reflection, learning, simplicity, joy, dreaming, discovery, compassion, patience, change, prosperity, creativity, serenity, magic, miracles, love, courage, hope, and ancestors. So out of all of these cards here, probably gonna pull y'all like 3. We're gonna see what the doors of destiny is, okay? What door are you walking in, encouraged to walk in? Whatever it may mean to you, okay? These are not very specific. It can be generally in any manner. So let's see. Let's go ahead and give it a shuffle. All right. Anyone see this fire? This song is by Jhené Aiko. It's called Brave. Child, the synchronicities, the synchronicity. Crazy, right? We were just talking about that. Some of you guys are very brave. And like I said, for others of you guys, it can even be encouraged. Be brave, be courageous. Okay, I see creativity, polka dot, prosperity, polka dot, time. $4:59 on the clock. We got 3.9K likes, 9 heart me's, 11 viewers, 63% battery, 0/100 is significant. Angel number 47, 46, 45. All right. What message is here for the collective? Out of all these cards, what is most significant and accurate here for the collective for this message? Go. Shuffle it real good, y'all. We got the door of joy. Simplicity. That's what I'm saying. Simplify your life. Joy will find you there. Okay, quote by me. I like that. Time and joy. Time here is not forever. Experience joy. Also view time as an illusion. You're exactly where you need to be. There's no rush, there's no competition. Alright, what message is here for the collective? Yes, I'm seeing releasing fear and anxiety, self-healing, and trust your intuition. All right, so this card and on the back of the deck, door of simplicity. Don't go through the light. Despicable Me, or something about certain strong accents could be significant. All right, now with the door of simplicity, it says minimalist, uncomplicated. Basically synonyms or similarities of, you know, this word, right? Modest, naturalness, clearness. Okay, this is the door of simplicity. This could be where you are right now. It could be the door you're walking into. It could be encouraged. It really all depends. Now we got the door of wonder. Love that. Dream big, honey. Which is separate from wonder, but it says awe, amazement, fascination, curiosity, mystery, marvel. Remember we had talked about how people also look at you or feel about you? So some people could see you as very like they're in awe of you and like everything else. I'm telling you, they fascinate them too. Now aside from that, take these messages how it fit for you personally. All right, we got you make me better. You make me better. You can make somebody better, or they can make you better. But this song is called Make Me Better by Fabulous and Neo. All right, now the door of joy. Beautiful. Time to happiness, delight, pleasure, bliss, contentment, and satisfaction. Okay, we got the door of creativity. Remember I was talking about that? Somebody is on this mission of love, emotions, relationships, creativity. Most definitely could be creativity, or it can be encouraged. Get into painting. Get into anything of creativity, expressing oneself, creating, etc. Now it says innovation, imagination, inspiration, expression, vision, different forms, you know. Oop, door of intuition. The color green, the color purple, I almost said pink, be significant. All right, it says insight, perception, awareness, premonition, instinct. The TV show Charmed could be significant. This is the door of dreaming. Remember, I did say dream big when I had said that, so I'm telling you, confirmation. Y'all be right on the money. Have more confidence in self for sure. Now, this ties to visions. Okay, more vision energy. Illusions, reveries. If I'm not pronouncing that right, because I've never seen this word in my life. It's spelled Reveries. All right? Door of dreaming also ties to goals, desires, wishes. The door of wishes, visions, illusions, reveries, goals, desires. The door of insight, perception, awareness, premonition, instinct. The door of innovation, imagination, inspiration, expression, vision. The door of happiness, delight, pleasure, bliss, contentment, and satisfaction. And the door of awe, amazement, fascination, curiosity, mystery. Last but not least, the door of minimalist, uncomplicated, modest, naturalness, cleverness. And I'm going to just read these two. The door of discovery, exploration, uncovering, learning, insight, enlightenment, and the door of miracles. There's many more cards, of course, and everything else to say, but we'll keep it at this. The door of miracles ties to miracles, ties to the door of wonder, the door of phenomenon, the door of marvel, more Marvel energy. Okay, make sure y'all look that up. The door of blessing, the door of extraordinary, the door of divine, okay? The door of exploration, the door of uncovering, the door of learning, the door of insight, the door of enlightenment. Love it. Love it. Okay? That's what I'm really getting from this deck. But see, you see how patience is coming out in the reverse and hope is coming out in the reverse? So somebody's optimism, faith, belief, encouragement, and reassurance most definitely can need some work. Somebody's patience, endurance, perseverance, resilience, and steadfastness can need some work, etc. Really all depends. Those reversals can even be like that in the upright, but I feel like some of you guys in this collective most definitely can resonate with it in the reverse. So you make me better. That you make me better can also be a you to you thing. You make me better, self. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. I got here because of you. Yes, God or whomever I may believe in, if I believe in anything outside of myself, help me. But it was up to me to put in action, to trust, to do this, to do that, okay? So give yourself just as much credit. Give yourself a pat on the back for how far you have come. You make me better. Some of y'all's vision most definitely has been hindered. You don't know how to dream anymore. Childhood dreams was shattered and everything else. Heart was broken. You can't let that interfere the whole time. That broken heart then led to you not fulfilling dreams that if you didn't get your heart broken as a child, you would have been, I'm telling you. But it's cool. It's cool. What can we do now? Not skip steps. Go ahead and heal, etc. Create that solid foundation. You make me better. Alright, this song is called Family Affair. It's by Mary J. Blige. Alright, let's see what will want to come out in this green, which is Oracle card deck. Probably pull y'all like 1 to 3 cards from here. Because I think I want to pull some other cards, but I pretty much said everything I needed to say, so. Any more Messages here for the collective. 1 card, 2 card, 3. Okay. I'll take this one as well. So on the back of the deck, we got Earth. Love it. Welcome in, welcome in. It talks about peace, grounding, okay? We got buds, B-U-D-S. Beautiful. Ties to new beginnings, expansion. All right. We got soul. So it's time to planning, setting intentions, and optimism. And on the back of the deck, we got a drum roll, please. Okay, B. A lot of people look at B as community. Okay, it ties to community, cooperation, and sweetness. Love that, love that. You know, confirmation after confirmation for this Family Matters or a Family Affair song with Mary J. Blige, and these cards confirm what we said. I'm telling you, it's about peace, joy. Don't let anyone interfere with that. And the main person that can interfere with that is self, even though we feel like it's others. That's the point of accountability. Having control over your own emotions, getting things in alignment and check so that you can operate as a more higher version of self. Therefore, not low vibrational. And low vibrational doesn't mean like evil or something like that. It could just mean like shadow self, you know, darker aspects. And that most definitely a lot of times can be the unhealed version. So I feel like life is meant to be taken advantage of and lived and experienced. Not disrespected, of course, but, you know. Any messages here for the collective? This will be some advice for you. Yeah, do some type of work that can raise your vibrations. Whether that's positive affirmations, going out into nature, different stuff. It says, say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. Literally. Okay? You're too amazing to follow everyone else. Forge your own path. Beautiful. Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. Period. Alright. Those are a few messages that I have for you guys. I would do a yes or no, but I feel like the main energy was trusting your intuition. And other things. But with the Ace of Swords out there, that's usually a yes answer. But we, of course, had 1,000 more tarot cards that came out. But usually that is like a yes card. But if you guys want to get on the list for your own personal, I'm doing $5, $7, and $10 questions. I'm also doing $25 readings. Okay, donation basis accepted if you cannot afford my prices. And don't forget to give me a follow because you may never see my face again. Okay, if you want to share, like, gift, tip, any of that nature, it's all appreciated. If you click the link in my bio, you'll see all my other platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff like that. I do post a lot of my videos on YouTube. Most of my videos that are on YouTube are not on TikTok. My website is on my link tree, payment options, and everything else. I am not just a tarot reader or divination practitioner. I also I'm also a oh my goodness. I'm also a multifaceted advisor, divination practitioner, which I said already. Oh my gosh, wise counsel, life coach, holistic consultant, many more things, you guys. I also work with children, so I honestly feel like, you know, being a child is really important because when you become an adult, you know, like, I mean, a lot of us could have used our older selves, mature selves when we was like 7, okay, and everything else, you know. This is not to change them and redirect them to a whole nother path, but offer support, encouragement, enlightenment, different things like that that a lot of us needed as kids who our parent or guardians possibly couldn't give us because it wasn't given to them, etc. You know? So I'm very safe and self-aware, you know, when I work with anybody, you know, kids, anybody, adults, everyone matters, okay? Damn. Okay, but yeah, if you guys are ever wanting to purchase anything from me, I am open 24/7. Just letting you know. All right, but that's pretty much what I'm seeing here in the collective. There's really nothing else to pull. But if y'all have any, if you need any advice on something, I don't mind giving free advice. The collective was free. Okay. But I do not mind. Thank you. They always trying to restrict somebody's life. Thank you for the gifts. Serenity, I appreciate that. Alright, this song is called I'm Not Mad by Tia Gordon. Period. Some of y'all be thinking you mad. You're not even really mad for real. Something probably just hurt your feelings. And you can get over it for real, but it's just a lot. But yeah, I return the collective's energy back to them with love, light, and all things grand, and I release my energy back to me with the same energy that I've given out. I send you guys nothing but the best, okay? I hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime. Stay safe and dangerous. Yes, I just love seeing that, you know. Alright, I'm possibly gonna take my dog outside, possibly get ready to go. Yeah, trust in yourself. A lot of you guys, you ask God, your angels, etc. But the thing is, they're there supporting, encouraging, etc. Jonesy, can you stop doing all that? She just keep on just nudging my hand. I'm just like, let me be nice though. Let me be nice, because she's such a sweetheart. Alright, you guys, if I end the live by the time you decide you want to get on the list, just send me a DM. Alright, I'll see you.